there's the promise of RPA. There are the benefits that are discussed, and just in general, the concept is sound. It's tangible, but what is the reality of the current maturity of the technology? Have you had enough opportunity to evaluate or look at different RPA platforms to basically know that it's at a certain level, and is it sufficient, or does it still need to evolve and mature? What is your sense so far?
Well, yes, there is still improvement to be made. There are a few big players which each have their own advantage. But I said from our platform point of view, those legacy applications we have a problem with that. There are other suppliers which jumped into that hole and made something which is more suitable for that kind of applications. But all in all, I think it's solid, workable environment to make your company run on, because it's not buggy. It's not that we every day have to fix something which magically doesn't work anymore. There is only one thing which we talked about before, Kevin and I, and that's the scalability is for now. But Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. Not really up to what the potential could be.
No, that's correct. You need to make architecture choices at the beginning. And in the very first beginning, we made an architecture choice about we use device automation, for example, on devices, one process. We are now at we want to run multiple robots, but we are restricted by licensing models. So what you really want is pay-per-use and more scalability on your platform, that teams that are like Berend can add more robo servers to run more robots simultaneously.
In terms of scalability, beyond any licensing limitations, but just in terms of the stability of the platform to support multiple robots carrying out activity concurrently. Perhaps another question I have coming up is about orchestration of the robots. How, assuming licensing wasn't an issue, how scalable are we at right now? How much concurrent automation can occur? Both concurrency in terms of perhaps instances of robots being invoked, and different robots carrying out different tasks alongside each other, perhaps interacting with each other. You mentioned we're not yet at our potential. Where would you rate us right now, just roughly? If the potential is a 10, are we at a 6? Are we at a 7?
For our organization or for RPA on this
I
whole?
guess just as a whole, based on what you've seen in the industry so far.
If licensing is not an issue, you can run. For what I've seen, also in other programs, you can run as much as you want parallel. If your server can handle it, and but then it becomes a matter of how is your hardware and or your environment put together, because it's not really with the newer technology like Docker and stuff. You can clone servers quite quickly, but we don't have that infra. So I think a lot of companies don't have the infra to scale, and I don't see any problem in running robots parallel, sequentially, talking to each other. We all do that also.
Mhm.
We have our biggest process runs, I think now like 25 to 30 robots sequentially, and they all wait after each other. So if the one is done, they say, "Hey, tick tack, you're it." The next one. We also have processes where we have like 4 to no, I think 4 to 5 is the max at the moment, where they do parallel stuff together. The only thing you have to worry about is if it's allowed with multiple users or with the same user on a user level, if you can log in multiple times in the same application,
Mm.
because there's
And
most of the time your problem.
yeah,
So
that's correct. Yeah.
we solve that problem by just adding on robots and robots and robots. So if we're running 4 robots in parallel, actually we're running 4 employees in parallel. But there is no restriction on how much could go in parallel if the license doesn't stop you
Okay.
and your hardware can support it.
I think with cloud computing like AWS or Microsoft Azure, I think the possibilities are well, the sky is the limit if you pay for it. So and if your license model is just right, because all our vendors and suppliers, they all use license models that are well, back in the days, like you can run 11 simultaneously robots, or you can run 100 robots in a month. So we need to adjust that license model, and after that we need to adjust our platform. So if we currently use a Windows environment, but we need to go to Kubernetes or cloud computing, and then the possibilities are more than we could imagine.
Hmm. How much have you had the opportunity to work with RPA in a cloud environment, or is your implementation currently already in a cloud environment?
No, it's currently at the Windows environment. It's our own hybrid cloud, I think. We should mention it. But we are using and we are testing with Kubernetes. So that's a containerized technology where teams are responsible for their own environment. So if we have the right scalability, the right license model, they can use whatever they want. If they want one robot server who can run 10 robots, or they want 10 robot servers who can run 100 robots. As Berend mentioned, the only limitation could be the applications that you are using. If you can log on more than once, or is the backend still providing you
Yeah.
the maximum load?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because that's what we're seeing now sometimes. If it's busy and we're really working fast with robots, we just tear down the application. We bring it down. It's like a DDoS with our robots, and we just we're going at it, and it's so fast that sometimes yeah, the backend cannot provide the answers in time, and then all goes south.
Mhm.
Well, we have some wait steps, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, sometimes 5 minutes.
Yeah, but
Mm.
we try not to use time values as synchronizing mechanisms, but yeah, unfortunately, sometimes we have to use them.